What's up, guys? This is your King of Night Vincent Valentine EX Turk, and I'm here for this is for a movie review. So we'll be talking about the Judas contract. Now, I usually don't do animated movies, but I needed to do this. I need to get this out there real good, real quick. Even though I need to get this real quick and right out here. I just seen the Judas contract, and I gotta say it's a really good movie. And why? For animation, this actually, the Teen Titans show. The Teen Titans show was okay, especially now seeing this. I don't think I can go back and watch the original Teen Titans TV show based on the fact that this was actually better because this took, this took like so many television seasons of the animated series of Teen Titans to explain everything the Judas contract did in an hour and 35 minutes. The only thing is, it took some stuff from the source material, but it did change it a little bit. Cyborg is not part of the new Teen Titans in this movie. But they did add some new heroes, like they did add Bumblebee, they add Kid Flash, in the end they had Wonder Girl, and they did have Blue Beetle, and every character got their own story, which I liked a whole lot, that every character got their own exact storyline as well. They portrayed Tara as a villain really, really well, actually, because she did the same thing she did on the television show. She was friends with people, but then, you knew she was going to backstab because her attitude toward the Titans wasn't good until the very end when, Deathstroke used her. Now, I gotta say, this for like DC animated, for DC animated stuff, for DC animated movies, I think this one captured Deathstroke perfectly. Now, I have a theory that this is exactly the sequel to Son of Batman because it still had the Damian Wade versus Slade Wilson storyline, and it's explained in great detail as, Slade was taken as an orphan by Ra's al Ghul to train under the League of Assassins in these new movies. And, he hates Damian Wayne on the fact that Ra's gave Damian Wayne everything and gave nothing to Slade, which made Slade, Deathstroke, hate him. Now, I like that Tara's a lot older in this one because she was in the comic book and she did try to get with Deathstroke in the comic book plenty of times because I've read the original Judas contract before. I read the original Judas contract comic book series before getting into the movie, so just to get a feel of the original Teen Titans. So there are two Robins in this new continuity, which makes sense because Dick Grayson would be at least Nightwing at this point. Sorry, someone's texting me. Alright. But this makes a lot more, if this makes a lot more sense, that a Robin would be Nightwing at this point, because this is way after Batman. And what I like about this new universe that they're making with the movies is that the Justice League exists. The Justice League exists within the DC, within this new DC universe. Because no offense, they cut that out in the original Teen Titans cartoon, and I'm talking about the original one, not the Go. I never got into Go for good reasons, which was probably not made for my demographic in the first place. But I liked this movie. I have to give it a 10 out of 10 because this actually puts in the backstory of the Son of Batman. It also makes people. It took a lot. Okay. There's some things that it didn't take from the source material, but a lot of other things they took from the source material. So they took things and they took a lot of things, but kept a little bit out of it. Like Cyborg was supposed to be in there, but I get in this new universe, Cyborg is with the Justice League. It's pretty much a redo of the DC universe. But nonetheless, I like this, Like, I wouldn't mind owning this on Blu-ray because this is actually a good animated movie for anyone who's a DC comic fan because The Judas contract was like one of the bigger comics besides the Killing Joke and the, you know, and the death of Superman and etc. etc. You know, this explains the Teen Titans a lot better than the TV show did. Like, it does make sense because they didn't share too much in the original TV show. Like, Brother Blood was the one who personally hired Deathstroke to go out to the Teen Titans. They didn't explain that in the original cartoon back in 2001. They didn't explain it very well. We just assumed what was going to happen. And that's, I'm sorry, but that don't really work for me. I like to have more of a backstory if possible. You know, because as much as a big Batman fan I am, you know, I like everything to make sense like it does in the, like I like in the comics a lot better. That's why I like comic books a lot better than movies most of the time. But it's a vice versa thing, or sometimes I like the movie a lot better. But nonetheless, I'd have to say, you know, you don't have to go watch the original Teen Titans series anymore, because this movie takes what you've seen on the Teen Titans and puts it into one big thing and explains the whole storyline and puts it into one big thing in an hour and 35 minutes. You know? Now, the real villain was Brother Blood. But, you know, Deathstroke was still a bad villain, and he still got crushed and killed by Tara in the end after Tara betrays him for everything. Tara sacrifices herself. So, but this is going to be a spoiler review because you know, I just streamed this, like, a stream watched this, you know. So, I just gotta put it out there that I streamed and watched this. And that's about it. Because I don't think the DVD comes out until tomorrow, so I have to put spoilers on it. So, this is a spoiler review. But the Judas contract was the definitive DC animated movie. This followed the comic book really well, but also with the fact it explained everything the Teen Titans show did in 1 hour and 35 minutes without needing no fillers or no stopping blocks and trying to figure out what's going on. You know, I thought it was cool that Damian Wayne and Dick Grayson, Nightwing, because he's Nightwing at this point, was fighting Deathstroke together. And I call them the most definitive. The only thing that I didn't get, and I guess because they kind of rebooted this, because I don't think this was in the comic, but Deathstroke was able to use the Lazarus Pit. And he did use the Lazarus Pit. That's why he got new powers, and he was better, faster, and stronger than he ever was in any continuity. You know, and no offense, I love the Arrow Deathstroke too, but he was even stronger than that one. He's even stronger than the one off of the Arkhamverse games. So, because of the Lazarus Pit. Now, I like that they paid attention to relationships because they actually understood the demographic currently watching these movies. So they put, you know, relationship innuendos because Starfire and Dick Grayson's Nightwing are in a relationship. I don't know why they use the red Nightwing, but that's just a whole nother argument already. But Nightwing and Starfire are in a relationship, which was pretty good. And, you know, I liked it. It was really, really good, you know. And the fact that Beast Bill boys started having feelings for Tara, but sadly Tara died. But nonetheless, it's, you know, everyone was having relationships, and there was, like, you know, there was more of adult stuff that appeals to adults like us that grew up on the original stuff was put in there, and that's what I like about this. So it wasn't just no cartoonish movie, you know. It was actually, you could tell it was aimed at us, the ones who either picked up the comic book earlier on, or the ones who bought the original Teen Titans show in 2001. But I gotta be quite honest, I don't think I can go back and watch the original Teen Titans show the way I used to anymore, because I kind of like this movie better because it filled in all the stuff that whole show was in an hour and 35 minutes, as well as stayed continuity to the canon, to the comic book canon, as well as explain more and put more situations that would make sense. And it was a darker, gritty one, just like the other animations. You know, it was darker and grittier and everything. So even though I really would root for Deathstroke was just a little bit more eviler than he was and any other stuff, so I couldn't really root for him, but he was the definitive one. But yeah, Brother Blood was completely zealot and psychotic with his beliefs, like the way he should be. Because remember, Brother Blood is a cult leader. He runs a cult of the Hive. You know, he was more like a priest person, like he was in the comics. So that's the way they should have, kept him. But I know they couldn't do it because the 2001 Teen Titans was supposed to be a kids' cartoon at that time. I like the new voice actors too. I think they're trying to put too much of modern stuff in these movies, so I gotta take a point off just so that because they had Beast Boy be too obsessed with social media. Like he cared about the views he was getting, the selfies he was getting. He was wearing plaid shirts, And I understand Beast Boy is like, he's like, Prompto, or he's just like the, what do you call it? The modern millennial stereotype. And I understand. They need to put something that appeals to everybody else. But there was a little bit too much of that. And again, any pandering is bad pandering. But otherwise, this was good. And again, I only stream this, so it's like, stream watch it, when you watch movies. So I'm going to put a spoiler right there. I think it comes out tomorrow, so this is going to be very much of a spoiler review. But I like this. This actually scraps out the old Teen Titans television show that I used to watch, because I can't watch it the same way no more, because this put everything in there. Everyone's backstory. It made more sense, and this is canon to the comics. And not only that, you waste... Okay, but the TV show versus this movie, you're wasting a whole bunch of hours and days on end wasted on the television show when you can just watch the Judas Contract, know everything to know about the Teen Titans and all their stuff. Because this even had references to Trigon, which, this had references to Trigon. Deathstroke was heavily influenced in this movie. Brother Blood was influenced in this movie. Let's see, Nightwing, an adult version of Starfire, an adult version of Terra. Everyone's all grown up and stuff like that. If anything, it'd kind of be kind of weird to call them the Teen Titans. I'd call them like the Titans, but I understand why they did that, to keep it to comic book canon. So nonetheless, I would check this out. And I also like the fact that they got Kevin Smith animated doing an interview with Beast Boy. That was pretty badass. I'm actually a fan of Kevin Smith. I do occasionally sometimes watch Comic Book Man. Especially since I got it on Netflix for free to watch. So I occasionally watch that. So that's pretty cool too. So with this review, may the crystal be with you. This is on only early access review. So this will be spoilers, and may the crystal be with you.